All right, welcome back to another episode of Woo Woo Wednesday with me, Dooley, aka Dooley Noted, aka Dooley Does It, because what do I do? Whatever I want. I'm so sorry, y'all, this is overdue, but I have had to reckon with our full full moon eclipse that we had, and understand that, just because I understand something and I can explain something to you all, does not mean that I am exempt from experiencing that energy. When I tell y'all, the way that I was feeling during that eclipse was interesting. Like, why am I just casually up at 6 a.m.? Why am I brimming with energy at the ass crack of dawn? But also, why am I napping? I don't know, like I felt like I was just like being invigorated and inspired, but I had no follow through. I was like, I gotta just sit and let this bake. And so that's what I did. I sat and I allowed for this to bake, and now I feel like I am in alignment and ready to do my big one. So before we get started, let's go ahead and ratatata, ratatata, ratatata for all of the Virgoans. Shout out to y'all. It is y'all season. Y'all are one of my favorite signs. I love Virgo. Damn. Y'all are some of my favorite people. They will never make me hate you. Listen, I know y'all get a bad rap for being very meticulous, being wrapped up in perfectionism. We're going to come back to that. That's the thing. But Virgos, y'all care. Y'all really genuinely care. Y'all want to see people embody and achieve their best. And the way that you arrive to that is, through structure, through routine, through your critical eye, your critical analysis, being suspicious, asking the hard questions. And I appreciate you. If nobody else appreciates you, Virgo, I appreciate you always and forever. And I'm also going to say the same thing about your sister sign, Pisces. I love you down. The other water girls, they could never be you, Pisces. They could never be you. You have charisma. You have uniqueness. You have nerve. Do you have talent? Absolutely. You are a visionary. You have exactly what your sister needs. And that's what we're going to talk about today. At first I had this very big, grandiose, hoop-de-hoop, la-la-la, like production around Woo Woo Wednesday and what I wanted to do. And I figured, like, that's the point. I was doing too much. We got to go back to basics. And that is where this eclipse energy left me, because we are going back to the orientation that we were in at the beginning of the year. So let's rewind the clock. Let's do, and let's go back to February, March, when the nodes North Node moved into Pisces, and South Node moved into Virgo. What were you lusting after? What was on y'all's spirit? What were y'all doing? Back in February, 2025 is going to be my year too. I can't wait till the summertime, baby. It's giving keep the same energy. What were those goals, dreams, and aspirations and focuses that you all brought into this year, and how is it going? That is my question for all of you. So what we're gonna do here is I am going to turn some cards. I decided that I am going to do one card from my Ascendant Master deck, and then one card from my regular old Walter Waite deck, for each individual sign. I want you to apply that to your sun, moon, rising, or Venus. Take those messages and apply them to where those fall in your own individual astrology. I am going to be vulnerable, and I am going to just take my unfiltered observations and meditations for this time and share that with you all, and hope that somebody finds a blessing or a lesson in my musings and my meditations during this time. Because I have, as I was trying to figure out like how I wanted to do this, I was like, let's give yourself some room to grow. Give yourself some room to work. And like whatever comes out, comes out. And so that's what we got here, y'all. We're going to breathe. We're going to just allow for the message to come through, okay, y'all? Let me go ahead and shout out to My Body Bronx. You know, we stand in this household. Thank you. Bloop, 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 bloop. Give me a little abundance oil. That way I can spread a little money and abundance your way as we share some energy and have a fun little conversation. All right, so what is on my mind for the collective during this time? So in my past Woo Woo Wednesdays, I shared this idea that I was having about everything being agreement. On some level, the things that are present in our life is something that we have agreed to by the things that we allow in our life and allow into our space, or things that we do not allow or do not allow into our space. Kept coming back to that in this idea of tuning the levers, and that being the core message of what we're going through, right? So we started the year where we are at now, North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. The year transpired. We made choices. How did we make the choices? Because attention is currency. Attention is currency. What we give our time and our attention to is what we pay for with the attention, the energy that we have innately. And so I'm wondering, as we reflect over the last several months, if you were to look around and take stock of what's in your space, what have you paid for? What have you paid for? And is there alignment? All that stuff that you said that you wanted back in March, back in February, are they present now? Did you do it? And I think we're supposed to use that information to help us change the landscape of what's happening, right? So remember, as the year transpired, we had a little preview. Saturn moved into Aries, and the energy changed, right? We got a little preview of what's gonna come next year. I remember during that time, baby, I was 10 out of 10. Y'all was getting content every couple of days. May, June, July, like I just felt this surge of energy. And so I was having fun, making content, playing video games, talking to friends, connecting with family. I'm very proud of the things that I was able to bring into this year. And so I'm going to ask you the same. If you look around and you're like, okay, we're on the right track, that's what we need to embrace during this time. That's what we need to embrace during this time. If you look around and it's looking real unfamiliar, but not in a good way, if you're looking around and you're seeing nightmares, if you're seeing things that you didn't necessarily want to agree to, we use that information to transform. If everything is agreement and our attention is currency, what are we paying for? And so I think with that little taste of Aries energy that we got earlier this year, the universe is questioning. Are you doing what you said that you had done? You said that you were going to do A, B, C, D with your energy. You said that your goal was 1, 2, 3. Is that what you are agreeing to? Is that what we are bringing into the new year? We have had a lot of chaotic energy this year. And so on a collective level and on an individual level, I think we are being asked to check our inventory, check your cart, check your basket. Is everything in the? Are you sure, sister? Before we swipe this credit card and check out, is this what you want? And that agreement is with your attention. It's what you allow. It's what you create. It's what you focus on. Are we focused on the things that we are we agreeing? Now, I want to connect this to this next thought that's kind of been floating in my space. Fear restricts flow. Fear restricts flow. So if attention is currency and we are asking what we are paying for, it behooves me to ask, what are those aisles that I don't want to peek behind? And what does that say about me? What does that say about the company that I keep? What does that say about what I need to learn and I need to grow? In my personal spiritual practice, I like to read in the positive. Like we can go to some places with this, but I like to read in the positive. And so I'm thinking about shadow work, us shining light in the areas that have the most darkness, and us healing through acknowledging what we have shoved in those corners. The energy now is asking. It's once again asking us, baby, before you before you click that sign out button, are you sure? So what does this mean for you? North Node in Pisces and South Node in Virgo both need something that the other girl, I don't say doesn't have, but I think has some difficulty leveraging. So let's talk about each individual sign, and a little bit about what they represent, and that'll help express and explain like what I mean. So we have Pisces. What do we know about Pisces? Pisces is the last zodiac sign. It's 12 out of 12. It represents the like deep waters, subconscious, the ethereal. It represents, it's a water sign. It's Pisces is mutable water, which means it changes. It goes with the flow. Pisces is associated, I think, depending on what astrology background you have, it could be Neptune or Uranus. I've also heard some disciplines with Jupiter. I generally think about the outer planets when I think about Pisces. And you are unexpected. A little bit of the unexpected. You give me surprise and delight, luck. I associate Pisces with dreams. You have the fantastic ability to dream wildly. Some of my favorite Pisceans, Steve Jobs. Think about all of the stuff that Steve Jobs just kind of had floating around in his head. Steve Jobs' philosophy was the only thing standing between me and greatness is the audacity to try. That's Piscean energy. Niecy Nash. I love Niecy Nash. Niecy, if you ever see this, sister, you and Bae, I love y'all down. Niecy has given us some of the most iconic, funny, endearing, deep characters. Think about all the stuff that Niecy Nash has been in. And we connect with her even like on her real life as she talks about, her queer journey and her kid. Like I just love Niecy Nash. If y'all are not familiar with her, go look her up. Pisces are while you can be moody, you can be a little emotional. One thing that I love about Pisces is that they are always in touch with their emotions, and I think the Pisceans that have truly mastered their energy allow for that emotionality and that moodiness to serve them, positively, as opposed to being, diminutive or snappy. Deep waters will also snatch you up and drown you if you don't act right. Virgo, what do we know about Virgo? Virgo is mutable earth. Virgo, you got associations, the Virgin Mary. You have autumn. Virgoans are fertility of earth, being able to take seed and rain and create a plant or create a flower, create a vegetable. They have a critical eye. They know how to break things down into smaller pieces. Also have a tendency to self-criticize. Virgoans also represent neuroticism. Virgoans, while they can be really, really anxious and really, really stick to the plan, no dream can thrive without the structure and the discipline to allow for that dream to fruit, to transpire, to grow. However, what happens when we get too loose? When we get too loose, when we get unfocused, things never materialize, right? You need that earth to contain the water. Water takes the container of whatever you put it in, right? But I would say the opposite is true for Virgo. Virgo is really great with erecting a plan, but what happens when we get too rigid? You feel you're strangling yourself. And I frequently think, like, if we're strangling ourselves and doing this, how can we receive? You can't receive shit like this. You can't allow shit like this. You can't do that. You can barely move. You couldn't eat. You couldn't take care of your bodily needs like this. Virgo, I think at their worst, Virgos get like this. Just like Pisces be out here, Virgos can do this. And so our goal is to balance, right? We need a little bit of each to thrive. That's what I'm trying to convey here. So I want y'all to ask yourself some questions as y'all are trying to manifest and create your goal setting for the remainder of this year and into next year. I want you to think about it within the context of what I just said about Pisces and what I said about Virgo. But where have you allowed it for yourself to delude? Where are you not being held accountable? Or where are you refusing to be held accountable? Where could you use some more structure in your life? What's stopping you meeting your goals? What's stopping you from taking the first step? How are we not allowing ourselves to succeed? Now let's flip that. In what areas of our lives are we being too rigid? In what areas of our lives are we trying to be perfectionist? Who taught us that we needed to be perfect to love, to achieve, to deserve? Where can we give ourselves some grace? Where can we give ourselves some room to grow? Where can we express a deep breath in our lives? Our cards will help each of the 12 signs manifest, to grow, to expand, and to send you all in the right direction. All right, this will be for Aries. Aries, you got Purification, White Terror. All right, we got White Tara and Judgment. Purification. All right, I think I know what this means, Aries. We will read the little description in the back, and then I will give you my own personalized take of what I think. And we will make sure that the Ascended Masters get their message across. Something involved with this situation needs purifying. This could be a signal to purify your motives, intentions, so that they are purely about service and not about fear or competition. It could mean a purification of your body and diet, or it could simply mean adjusting your life so that all your actions are in integrity with your true beliefs. White Tara will support and assist this purification, ensuring that it's a harmonious process that brings great blessings to you and others. White Tara is an aspect of the Eastern goddess Tara who appears in various forms signified by different colors. As White Tara, she's a loving and hopeful goddess who increases life expectancy and enlightenment in those who call upon her. White Tara is the very essence of everything that is pure within each human and all life. Call upon White Tara to reveal your pure inner self as well as to purify anything in your life. Okay, so what came to mind for me was the movement in Saturn. And so we got a little taste of Saturn and Aries. We got a little taste of the energy that we will get midway next year. And I'm thinking about last year when we had North Node in Aries and South Node in Libra. So Aries, you've gotten a lot of attention in recent time. And as I alluded to earlier in this reading, most of the astrology for next year is directly impacted by Aries. Aries energy and Aries energy in relationship to a whole bunch of other stuff. And so I think Aries energy is 100% crucial and will play a huge role in the next several years. So the people with the Aries placements, you need to check your duffel bag. You need to make sure that the energy that you are, remember, you reap what you sow. This applies to everybody. You reap what you sow. We want to make sure, Aries, that what you are sowing for today is what you want to reap tomorrow. You will have great energy in 2026, and we want to make sure that while you are getting the push, the universal push, that we are directing the energy in things that we actually wanted. Aries is cardinal fire. They're number one in the zodiac. They can't help it but to be unleashed and unchained. They don't want to be held in captivity. They want to unturn. They want to unearth. They want to initiate. They want to inaugurate. They want to move. And so we want to make sure that in our haste, that we are not agreeing to things that we don't want. That's what came up for me when I saw this card here, right? Judgment. It's reckoning. We want to make sure. That the agreements. We trying to make sure. Dot your I's and cross your T's, sister. You want to run, and that's fine. Take time now. Remember how it's been these last couple months. I've heard some Aries placements talking about new inspiration. I've heard some Aries placements getting popped, talking about how difficult it was. Saturn and Aries, Saturn is about discipline. It's the bitter medicine that we need in order to learn and in order to grow, Aries. And so I'm telling you right now, Daddy Saturn will pop you. This is coming from, okay, I am a Capricorn stellium in the 12th house. My chart is a little bit intercepted, so I also have a first house Aquarius Mars. Baby, life will pop you. You will get popped. As someone who has experienced their Saturn return, I'm closer to the next Saturn return than I'm in the one before. You will get popped. So let's make sure that we dot our I's, cross our T's, and that we are surrounding ourselves in the energy that we want to maintain and sustain moving forward. Because, baby girl, if you are not, let's also acknowledge that Pluto is in Aquarius. Pluto is in Aquarius. The fire is coming through to reap. And remember, Pluto in Aquarius magnifies everything. So when the spotlight is on us, as we take our time across the zodiac wheel, remember, everything is going to be that much more intense and that much more focused, okay? Remember that. Right. Next up will be Taurus. All right, remember this is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Mars, Rising, Venus. This card heralds the resolution of an argument or misunderstanding. Those involved in the situation are ready to forgive and forget. Be open to seeing the other person's point of view to soften any hard feelings. As you allow compassion into the situation, love's healing power ensures that everyone's needs are met harmoniously. Leave the details about how the situation will be resolved to the infinite wisdom of the Spirit. Be willing to forgive. And the white buffalo woman is a prophetess who appeared to the Lakota Native Americans. She presented the Lakotas with a special pipe to amplify the power of their prayers and to bridge a connection between earth and heaven. As she turned to leave the tribe, she turned into a buffalo of different colors to signify the unity of all races of humanity. She promised that she would return to help bring unity and peace to earth. The sign of her return would be the birth of a white buffalo calf. Call upon the white buffalo calf woman to instill harmony into your relationships and for world peace. Taurus, once again, another sign that I know absolutely intimately. I am a third house Taurus stellium, and I like to call this energy here, I like to call her the softening. I affectionately refer to this energy right here as the softening. Taurus, we have had some hard energy this last decade, and I feel like we are now in the sweetness part of the lessons. As we have continued to allow ourselves to heal, to connect with our goals, dreams, and aspirations, to allow for the energy that we desire to enter our lives, we have begun to hold space for the many parts of ourselves that have had to exist in order for us to be alive today. I remember in one of the last readings, I said to Taurus, hey, you are remembering, you are believing that you can have, and that now it's time for us to negotiate with ourselves. You know, who do we need to be to sustain these things that we want now that we've gotten a little taste? We need to give ourselves some room to grow. Do not be too hard on yourself. Allow for your opinions to change. Allow for yourself to be inspired. As much as you like routine, as much as you like comfort, remember that comfort and convenience can be a prison. And so, Taurus, I want you to meditate on how your routines and your need for comfort may be holding you, your goals, dreams, and aspirations hostage. Okay, sisters? I want you to continue to get into your tea, Taurus, because you can have. You absolutely can have. It's time for you to renegotiate, to relearn, to update your frameworks. That's the energy that we got for you. Gemini, 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 Gemini. This is Gemini's Sun, Moon, Mars, Venus, and Rising. Put it where it applies. Hina is a Polynesian and Hawaiian moon goddess who's considered so beautiful that no one can directly look at her. She felt compassion for the natives, so she threw pieces of the moon down to the islands to provide for their material needs. The pieces turned into banyan trees, which the natives pounded into tapas cloth for use in clothing and commerce. Call upon Hina for issues involving fertility, attraction, and manifestation. All right, Gemini. Walk away from restrictions and be free. You have the power and the right to change your life so that you experience more freedom. This card signifies that your soul is crying out for more freedom, especially as it involves your life's purpose. Perhaps it's time to take a break so that you can think clearly about your desires and available options. The universe always supports the desire for expansion, creativity, and freedom. Say yes to freedom, and the universe will say yes to you. Wow. All right, Gemini. As I'm recalling during our last conversation, I said something to the effect of like, oh, Gemini is probably birthing their new personality right now. And I would say it appears that to be true. Gemini, I kind of feel bad. Like this, I feel like you've had this energy of jet lag. Last year, Gemini got a lot of really, really good energy. Jupiter was in Gemini, and then into this year, Jupiter moved into Cancer. So I kind of feel like y'all had that energy of kind of feeling like you've fallen out of favor, and it's not that, you know, we get our time to shine, we get our time to be Beyonce, to get that spotlight, but you got to step up, take your moment, and step back. You know, Geminis don't like to be contained. Y'all immutable air, quick, witty. Everything is always haste. But I think we also have to acknowledge that once again, like in order for us to call things into fruition, we have to be disciplined. We have to allow for things to be contained. Like this is a physical realm. And as much as you want to be in the clouds in your thought and in your expression, like you can have that, sister. But we deal in dollars and cents, in flesh and blood, in 3D. Break free, Gemini. Do what you gotta do, sister. But remember, you gotta make it material. Cancer, you've had really good energy this year. I have a feeling like this is gonna be chase your dreams. Baby, do your big one. Y'all have had such good energy this year. I'm expecting nothing but shining stars, 10 out of 10s, baby. Let's see. Okay. Let's take her. Yes, not of cups, of course. Devote time to your highest priorities, Cancer, even if it means getting to bed earlier or later. This is a wonderful time to work on projects that are near and dear to your heart. Even if you're confused about how to approach the project, or you fear whether you'll be able to accomplish your dreams, do it anyway. You'll feel elated by the time and energy you invest in your true priorities because your inner self will feel loved and well cared for. As you invest in your priorities, you're investing in yourself. Let go of perfectionism, let go of procrastination, break your major goals into baby steps, and take one step at a time. Revamp your schedule so that you can devote regular time to your priorities. Be assertive in saying no to anything that diverts you from your path. King Solomon ruled Israel following the death of his father, King David. Solomon was a wise and old-minded man who understood the power of the goddess, thanks to the influence of his many wives. Solomon used spiritual alchemy to build the temple of the Ark of the Covenant based upon architectural plans that his father had received in heavenly visions. Call upon King Solomon to resolve dilemmas, to build new projects, and to foster tolerance amongst various religious and spiritual paths. That's tea. That's tea. I think of this as what happens when you merge together the Pisces energy and the Virgo energy. You can manifest freely because you give yourself space to work. You allow for the energy to flow. We're not operating out of fear or lack. We're using, the natural energy that's present in the space, but also our ability to think, reason, know, create, and make choice. This is really, really good. This is really, really good, Cancer. When I see Knight of Cups, I think about all cylinders go. Following your dreams wildly. It's not a thought necessarily. It's a feeling. It's a drive. It's an impulse. It's creativity. It's spirit. Like you're letting yourself use the way that I read this is you're using that Piscean energy to let your dreams flow. And then allowing for those dreams to manifest concretely in that Virgo energy that's where you apply. Like Cancerians, y'all are up. Cancerians been up all year, and y'all will continue to be up through 2026 until we move into Jupiter in Leo. Stick to your goals. Y'all are doing y'all big one. I give y'all a hard time. I know, but it's out of love. Stick to your plans. Leo, big Leo, big Leo, big Leo. I feel like Leo is about to get popped. Leo is about to get popped for not taking care of their bodies. Let's see. Aquarius and Leo got special energy this year, and you know, Leo, y'all like sweets and y'all like being extra, and you know, we stand. However, I feel like you're gonna get popped. Let's see. All right, remember, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars. You've been indoors too long and you need a refreshing break from stressful conditions. No matter how busy you are, there's always time to pause for fresh air. This card comes to you today with a strong message for you to spend time alone outdoors. The healing effects of nature will revive your energy and outlook in your return to home or work with new ideas and a fresh perspective. Think of your nature retreat as an investment that will yield huge dividends. Your desires or decision to take a vacation are valid. You have a life purpose involving environmentalism or nature. Work with pure flower essence, oils, crystals, plant spirit medicine, or other natural healing methods. Commune with animals, trees, fairies, and spirits of nature. Carvings and paintings of Green Man's face peering through leaves adorn ancient churches through Western Europe and India. I misremembered. He's long regarded as the face of nature and a fertility deity who helps crops to grow. You can call upon Green Man for help with your own garden or to increase your connection to the spirit of nature. I'm going to stand 10 toes down in my interpretation here. I think now is a time to rest, Leo. I think now is a time for you to take care of your physical body. And I'm saying that specifically because of the way that the nodes are situated. When Leo is particularly stressed, they generally do too much more and then they combust. And everything that Leo does is loud, extra, and dramatic. I want you to take preventative measures, especially going into next year. I've already stated a few times that next year is big Aries energy. We got big Aries energy with big Leo energy next year and big Aquarius energy next year. I'm expecting a lot of grandiose gestures, a lot of extra shit. Leo, you need to take care of yourself. Go relax, go retreat into nature, take you a vacation, get on the treadmill, less beer, less wine. I know you like luxury. Less sugar, less vice. Baby, we love you, Leo. You are kingly. You like king shit. I'm a Leo moon. I understand, friend. Everything in moderation and moderation in everything. Please. We need you here next year, Leo. We need the other fire girls. So next year we got big Sag energy at the end of this year, moving into the start of next year. Then we get big Aries energy moving into big Leo energy in 2026. Like, we need all the fire girls to be prepared to play their part. We need you here, Leo. Because if you rest now, because when your time is next year, when it's your turn is next year, Leo. I'm telling you. As much as you want to take your turn now is the planet. Now is to set the ground, set the tone. Get in touch with this intuition. This is heart. This is intuition. This is inspiration. It's coming. The recognition is coming. The opportunity is coming. Sit down. It's not time to party yet. This was the pre-turn up. The turn up is next year. This is the pre-turn up. I know you want to keep running. I know you want to roar. Namaste. I promise. Shantae used that. Alvida's that. K-Lo-K. Alright, I'm just being stupid. Right, Virgo. Shout out to all the Virgos. That's interesting, because I associate Page of Cups with Pisces, and so for Virgo to get the Pisces card, like me saying that y'all need a little bit of what each other got, I feel like that is shining through. That is my story, and I'm sticking with it. Babaji is a beloved yogi who is known as the Deathless Avatar. He learned to overcome all physical limitations. Many believe that he ascended with his physical body, which may account for the various sightings of a solid living Babaji that people have reported. Babaji encouraged Paramahansa Yogananda to teach yoga to the Western world as a way of spreading enlightenment. Babaji and the other ascended masters guide you to do yoga regularly. Yoga benefits are one of the answers to your question. Through yoga, you gain increased clarity, energy, flexibility, toning, and psychic awareness. You may also meet wonderful new friends and have fun at yoga classes. Yoga is an ancient tradition among spiritual practitioners because of these many esoteric and material benefits. Do not delay. Do some yoga today. Stretch often today. Practice breath work today by taking full inhalations and exhalations. Teach yoga or invite others to participate in yoga with you, or watch a yoga video or take a yoga class today. Okay, I don't mean to rhyme. Hey girl, hey. At both Virgo and Pisces will have the tendency to carry their trauma or handle their trauma or engage their trauma differently. I said that Pisces represents 12th house, which is mental health, unseen desires, deep water, subconscious. And Virgo is 6th house, which represents health, body, the way that we take care of ourselves. It also represents like mother figures in our lives. And so I take this as not necessarily specifically meaning yoga. I think yoga is a great option if you're into that. I encourage people to try it. I love it. It's all breath work, stretching, working your body. It's good for your joints. It's really low impact. But I think this is reminding our Virgoan friends that now is a time for you to take care of yourself, move your body, invest in health and wellness. I think Virgos sometimes will have the tendency to self-sacrifice. You will do anything and everything to protect, to build, to support your loved ones, but you can't fill up someone else's cup if your cup is empty. This has been a year of Virgoans becoming reacquainted with themselves. Virgoans having to learn themselves in different environments as their energy has risen and fallen over the course of this year because of the nodes. You've had South Node energy. You have been tired. You've been unearthing, reviewing, reflecting, questioning. It has felt very much like you are birthing a new person. You are now being called to reflect upon that experience. What has worked, what has not worked, and how are you taking care of yourself? Next year, we are going to need an adult in the room. Next year, we are going to need an adult in the room. We have a lot of fire energy coming next year. Take care of yourself, Virgo. Express yourself through movement, through health, through wellness, through balance. Move your body, check your nutrition, do your doctor's appointments, get your teeth whitened. Like whatever, do whatever you need to do to make sure that your cup is full, whatever that looks like. But based upon this, I think there's also supposed to be a physical component. Remember, we're not just mental, we're not just physical, we are also spiritual, occupational, relational. We gotta honor as many parts as we can focus on at the moment. And that looks different for all of us. Figure out what works for you, Virgo. And that's what we are going to stick to moving into 2026. Happy birthday. Libra has been going through it this last couple of years. Libra, let's see what I got for you today. Oh, okay. That's loud and clear. Work. We got Horus. Horus, the Egyptian god. Horus is the Egyptian falcon-headed sky and sun god whose parents were Osiris and Isis. He was conceived after his mother brought his father back from the dead with the help of the sun god Ra. One of Horus's eyes was injured during a battle of revenge for his father's death. This is why Horus is represented with one large and one clear seeing eye. You can call upon Horus to help with spiritual or physical sight, including insight into the truth about situations. Left eye. This is why Left Eye had her, she was accessing Horus. That's what the reference was. All right, Libra. Trust your feelings about the situation because they are accurate and valid. Let go of self-doubt, even in the face of others' opinion. Remember, I said earlier, fear blocks flow. Your spiritual sensitivity has helped you see the truth. Although it may be easier to go along with the crowd or to shrink into apathy, you are called upon to take decisive action. You already know what to do, even if people are not supporting you. Know that spirit is. Other people will soon come around to your point of view. In the meantime, assume a leadership role. Trust your intuition and gut feelings. Ignore critics, naysayers, or skeptics. Avoid situations or relationships that do not feel right to you. Only you know what is correct for you. Okay. Semicolon. However, comma. We have the Hermit. I really like what was stated for Libra. The energy that we've gotten for Libras these last few years has been like this energy of frustration. So we came out of South Node in Libra. All the Libras that I knew last year were going through something. Like everything was super chaotic, right? And then in our readings, I kept asking Libra, have you done the homework? The Hermit is reflection on the homework. When we are in our Hermit energy, interestingly enough, this is a Hermit year. It's a 9-year. Hermit energy is reflection. It's self-reflection. It's taking a moment for us to revamp our plan to create something new. What worked, what didn't work. That's why this is associated with a Virgo. It's time for us to use that critical planner energy to rebirth, to start something new, to try again, to do something different, to clear the energy, to do something. You're being guided to manifest. You're being guided to. Nobody's coming to save you, Libra. Nobody is coming to save you. You are the beginning and the end of this issue. Innovate. Come up with a plan. Stick to a plan. And allow for that plan to propel you into what's new. This is what was said is that you have an idea. You started the work. Now we have to commit to it because you're seeing it clearly, right? All right, Libra. Hold yourself accountable. Come up with a plan. Stick to a plan. No more. Y'all there is nothing worse than a broken scale. Y'all got to focus on your mental health. Focus on your wellness. You got to stay up. You got to keep the energy up. You got to keep that vibration up. Remember, your attention is currency. What are you paying for, Libra? We're not paying for frustration. We're not paying for stagnancy. We're paying on inspiration. We are paying for hope. We are paying for innovation. We are paying for newness. We are paying for abundance, joy, happiness. That's what we're focused on. I want you to focus on how you get there. Go back in the list of questions that I asked when I was talking about the nodes. Ask yourself those questions where you feel this energy. I'm gonna turn this one for you, Scorpio. Scorpio. I know exactly what I know what this is. Scorpio is gonna be so fierce this year. I'm so excited for Scorpio season. Scorpios have been in the cut quietly plotting and birthing their new selves. The Scorpios have been quietly doing the damn thing this year. The astrology hasn't been antagonist to them. They haven't been in the spotlight, but I feel like, ooh, Scorpios doing. It's been hard work, but y'all been doing. Aha Kohan Ragashi. This card is about learning and teaching. You learned a lot from your experiences and relationships, and now it's time to pass that knowledge to others. Your current situation is bringing you opportunities for spiritual growth and teaching you some important life lessons. As soon as you understand and accept these lessons, old patterns will drop away and be replaced by wonderful new experiences. Card is regarded as a great spiritual teacher whose students include Saint Germain. He's very involved with world government leaders, intuitively guiding them toward peaceful resolutions. Use this card to help with esoteric learning, spiritual teaching, or efforts toward world peace. And this person or situation is bringing you important life lessons. This is the energy that you have been getting a lot recently, Scorpio, and I think it's fierce. It has not been comfortable. It has not been easy. You have been doing the work. You have been dotting the I's and crossing the T's. This is the energy that Scorpio is known for. Like Scorpios are called to do hard emotional labor. Constantly transforming. Anyone with Scorpio placements usually feels a sense of intensity in the areas that it falls in. Folks have really had to sit with looking at themselves in the mirror. The cards say that it's now time for you to take what you learned and to help the rest of us learn and transform and to rise like the phoenix, just as you have, Scorpio. That's the vibes that I have been getting as I have been reading you over the last few months. This is the vibe and the energy that I get from the collective of Scorpios, and this is the energy that I have to share with you today. Sagittarius. Let's see Sag. Right, Sag. Let's see what's going on, Sag. Here. 4 cups. Merlin. No one knows for certain whether Merlin actually lived as a mortal man or not. What is agreed upon is that Merlin is the quintessential magician and sage wizard archetype. He's associated with King Arthur's Camelot, Avalon, and Glastonbury. He's also considered to be an aspect of the Hermes Trismegistus, the teacher of esoteric wisdom. If I'm not mistaken, that's Hermeticism. I think that's Hermeticism. Merlin is a powerful ascended master who helps spiritual teachers and healers focus their energies in beneficial ways. Take an energy healing course such as Reiki, Qigong, pranic healing, or touch. Your life purpose involves conducting healing energy, clear the space in your home or office through feng shui, burning sage, or other energy healing methods. Send love to the situation or person. Avoid situations, places, relationships with harsh energy. Everything is healing and everything will be okay. The situation you're inquiring about involves energy healing. You have healing abilities that you can direct through your hands, thoughts, and heart. Send loving energy to elevate and heal this situation. You can clear the energy in your home, office, or vehicle as well. Your experiences with energy healing may be so powerful that you desire to conduct healings as a profession. I think you are being called to heal yourself, though, Sagittarius. I don't think that this is about other people. This is about you. You've had some really difficult astrology and some really difficult readings this past few times. And I think that they were also, Sag, you also have been impacted by that shift. When Jupiter was in Gemini, baby, that energy was free flowing. Baby, you were feeling the cut. You said, "Who gonna shake me, boo?" Ding dong. A little too big for their britches, and they have taken on a little much. I think Sagittarians have taken on a little much, and now is the time to recalibrate. I am not gonna read you, Sag, because you have a lot going on. It's time for you to get out of your head and get into that heart. It's time for you to get out of that head and to get into your heart. 4 cups. It's time. What you can have, but at what cost? What are you paying for with your energy? What are you paying for with your energy, Sag? It appears that you are asking for emotional stability. You're asking for intimacy. You are asking for closeness. You are asking for cohesiveness. I'm not quite sure that was the energy that you were carrying, Sag. And so, it's time for you to figure out what works. Come up with a plan and stick to it. How are you self-sabotaging? All right, sister? At Capricorkneecia. Let's see what we got for you, sister. Lu is a Celtic sun god of harvest time whose names mean the Shining One. His Celtic festival, called Lunasa, is celebrated worldwide at the end of every summer. Legend says that Lu was renowned as a master of many crafts, including art, poetry, and healing. Call upon Lu to help with mastering anything that you're learning, as well as for enjoying bountiful harvests of abundance. Overcome procrastination techniques and take action today. I think that's why we get this in reverse. Because I'm like, 6 of Rods is usually about triumph, revelry. But we got it in reverse, which means that you are not rejoicing. You are not in revelry. And it gives contemplation and stagnancy is what I got. Particularly around the way that you're thinking about your life, and the way that you're thinking about this situation. But this says, overcome procrastination tendencies and take action today. Stick to your priorities and promises. Chip away at your dreams and desires with daily action steps. Stay positive and visualize your dreams as already manifested. Commit to your dreams for the long haul. Through persistent action and positive thinking, your dreams are manifesting into form. This is a time for you to stay persistent. Give any discouragement to Lu and the angels, who will buoy your faith and give you signs of progress. You're almost there, so keep going. It may help to break large projects into smaller steps so that you feel the thrill of accomplishment with each step that you take. Persistence pays off. Stick with it. I think the advice here is for Capricorn to turn in. My inclination, based upon the fact that this is a rod in reverse, is that you're giving it too much thought energy and you're not giving this enough emotional or spiritual energy. I think Capricorkneecia, Capricorkneecia gives project manager energy. Capricornians can be a little harsh. What I'm being reminded of right now is in 3, 4, and 5 of Insecure. Holly was talking about she wanted to be partner and she was coming into work and she was trying to be the HBIC. And then the employees at her job gave, we don't care how much you know until we know that you care energy. And so I'm wondering how that reflects upon yourself. Are you giving yourself enough room to grow? Are you sticking so closely to the thought energy and the who's and the what ifs that you're not allowing for yourself to manifest? Something is blocking you from having what you need, Capricorn. And I think, once again, based upon the fact that this is a wand, that is the way that you're thinking about your life in the way that you're thinking about this situation. 6 represents balance. It represents justice. It's associated with Libra. Wondering if maybe the way that you're thinking about this is out of balance and may need some tinkering. I don't know. I'm getting like childhood young person energy, like revisiting what your goals, dreams, and aspirations were as a young person or as a kid, and comparing and contrasting to where you are today. And perhaps by appraising what that gap is, figuring out how you could tinker your master plan to work in your favor as opposed to against. This is giving very heavy thought energy, and the assignment is asking for feeling. That's what I got for you, Capricorkneecia. All right, Aquarius. Aquarius. Let's see what you got going on, Aquarius. Oh, Temperance. Harley. Healing energy. The situation you're inquiring about involves energy healing. You have healing abilities that you can direct through your hands, thoughts, and heart. Send loving energy to elevate and heal the situation. You can clear the energy in your home, office, or vehicle as well. Your experiences with energy healing may be so powerful that you decide to conduct healings as a profession. Y'all, I think this is both healing and manifesting. Like, remember, Aquarius has, they got special energy going on because Pluto is in Aquarius. So everything that Aquarians think, touch, feel, embody, create is magnified because Pluto is magnifying. Pluto magnifies everything that it touches. I'm not very surprised that we have gotten this Temperance card here. Spotlight's been on you, Aquarius. And, you know, Aquarius is big dime daddy energy. It's prolonged pleasure. It's discipline. It's time, mental energy. The humanitarian. It's very cold, very decisive, very calculated, represented by like the God complex. Pluto is also the planet of transformation. And so Aquarians right now are being called to transform collective thought, collective consciousness. And if y'all are paying attention to anybody's news on anybody's station, anywhere on the globe, you know that right now across the map there is just large sociological, humanitarian issues happening at all levels, as above, so below. So just as the global collective is changing, each individual Aquarius placement is also changing just as rapidly, just as critically, just as intensely. This message here is for you to continue to heal those wounds, to ask the difficult questions, continue to focus on shining your light. Shining your light. It's using your wiliness, your creativity, your charisma, your uniqueness, using your own POV to give those gifts to the world. It's to come up with those plans and those instructions to help us save ourselves. It's us creating the technology and the ideology to help humanity transform into its next iteration. But you got to be careful because, as we know, technology is only as biased as the people that create. And so I think, so in addition to Leo, in addition to Cancer, in addition to Aries, in addition to Libra, like y'all really have to be conscious about how you are directing your energy and making sure that you are manifesting things that you are seeking to manifest, because it's going to be carrying these next couple of years. All right, last but certainly not least. Last but certainly not least. We got Pisces. Some of my favorite people. Shout out to y'all, Pisces. The women in your life, y'all are getting the opposite energies. That is crazy. Oh, that's interesting. Knight of Pentacles. Baby, the Pisces are healing. They're expanding. That North Node energy. Y'all said, oh, that's the direction I'm supposed to be going in. And hit it. Y'all hit it. The issue that you're asking about involves a significant woman in your life, such as your mother, wife, girlfriend, sister, or daughter. The first person who comes to mind is correct. Any unhealed feelings that you carry towards this person could be blocking or slowing the manifestation of your dreams, as well as leading to imbalances. This is a perfect time to call upon God, your guides, and angels or ancestors to release any toxins associated with the past or present female relationships. This process opens the way for healthy relationships with women, including your own feminine energy. Balance your masculine and feminine by practicing giving and receiving on a daily basis. How can you show up for yourselves? How can you show up for others? Be willing to forgive a woman in your life who seems to have hurt you. A female deceased loved one is saying, I love you from heaven. A new relationship with a woman will prove to be significant. Lady Nada is an ascendant master who works with Saint Germain and Archangel Michael to help bring about balance of the male and female energies in the world. Her name signifies the beautiful sound of the void of silence, where peace is found. You can call upon Lady Nada to help you find peace with both females and males in your life, and also to harmonize, synthesize, and balance masculine and feminine energies within yourself. That's quite lovely, considering that, Virgos represent the divine feminine. In Greek mythology, she's Demeter, autumn, fall. She represents divine womanhood, the divine goddess, Mother Mary energy. And I think this is kind of sweet. You can think about feminine or femininity in a variety of ways. So in the Godhead, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Father is the masculine, and then you have Holy Spirit, which is the feminine, divine masculine, divine feminine. You get the Son, who is Jesus in this particular case. Id, ego, super ego, masculine, feminine, divine child. Think divine masculine is Mars, divine feminine is Venus. It's you understanding that we are all a balance of divine masculine and divine feminine, and when things get out of whack, things get crazy. How can you honor your intuition? How can you honor divine silence, divine balance? How can you be soft? How can you dream more? How can you be more sweet? How can you instill more surprise and delight in your life? Also, how does your relationship with the women in your life impact you today? If you're a man, how does your relationship with your mother, your sisters, your grandmother impact you? How have those women sculpted and impacted you today? If you're a woman, how was the relationship with the women in your life? Maybe you're non-binary or trans, and your relationship is not defined by how you are on the gender spectrum, but it could be how you are not, and how that experience can change your life. Like, we all have relationships with women, and these cards are asking for you to investigate that. But I would say, based upon the astrology, like, this is a really good energy. This is really, really positive, Pisces. That things will continue to turn out for you. But like, this is Knight of Pentacles. You're changing your reality. You're changing the concrete. So that's time, that's money, that's experience, that's expression. The things that manifest in your life, you are changing them because you're balancing yourself out. You're investigating what it means to express your divine masculine and your divine feminine. Both doing and thinking and feeling, dreaming and executing, taking ownership of your bullshit, protecting the soft parts, but also holding space to heal, like those kinds of things. You're doing a great job, Pisces. You are doing a fantastic job, Pisces. Shout out to y'all. Stay up. All right, that's been another episode of Woo Woo Wednesday. Please don't hesitate to like, share, comment, subscribe. That is the best way that you can support me. You know, your boy's trying to get monetized. If you feel compelled, please drop a little love in my tip jar. You can also schedule a reading by clicking this QR code here. And I will see y'all on the flip side. Love, light to all of you. Be kind to yourself. And remember, you can always call it late.